ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 85, verse number 47. So we read how Krishna and Balram, they went to Sutal-loka to get the 6 sons of Mother Devaki who were killed by Kamsa, and they were received very nicely by King Bali, and he recited some nice prayers to Krishna and Balram and then asks for a boon that he may become Nirapeksha, free from all material attachments, so that he can freely take shelter of the feet and not remain fallen into the blind well of family life. And he prayed that let he be Nispapa, free from sins. You have a question? Okay.
Could you explain what these sons of Devaki, what they did in Patal Loka? Why that place out of out of all the possibilities?
No, these 6 sons, they were actually the sons of Brahma originally. The story comes here. And then they were cursed by Brahma because once Brahma became attracted to his daughter. So when that happened, then these 6 sons, they laughed. So Brahma cursed them to become demons. So they were born to Hiranyakashipu. But then it was that they will be killed by the father himself. So they were born actually in the wife of Hiranyakashipu's son Kalnemi. And Kalnemi became Kamsa. So then they were brought into Devaki's womb so that Kamsa could kill them. And then after killing, they go back to the demon because they were born in the Datya family. So Bali's son of Virochan, who is son of Prahlad, who is son of Hiranyakashipu. So that is the lineage of Datyas. So now he is describing, Krishna himself described this. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Sri Bhagavan said, Asan marichahe sat putra urnayam prathmentare devakam jaha surviksha sutam yavitam udyatam. They were not son of Brahma, they were son of Marichi, who is one of the 7 sons of Brahma, 7 sages. So these 6 sons of Marichi who were born in Urna. Urna was their mother, wife of Marichi. And this is in the first Manvantara, Swambhu Manvantara. So Deva kam jahasu viksha sutam yabhitum udyatam. Kam means Brahma. So they laughed at Brahma when he desired to have union with his own daughter, Saraswati. So that is the time Brahma cursed. So with great people, even if they do something wrong, you better be careful. You try to correct and they curse you. So Brahma was acting wrongly and they laughed at him and they got cursed. So Swagamana Karanamaha Asanniti Panchavi. So Krishna is telling the reason why they have come there. Urnayam bharyayam antre manvantre swambhuve te deva shat sutam saraswatem yabhitum sambhoktum udyatam kam prajapatim. So they were born in the first manvantara, that is Swambhu Manvantara is the first one. Now is the 7th Vavasvat Manvantara. So in that Brahma, when he became attracted to his own daughter, at that time these 6 sons of Marichi, they laughed at him, means their own grandfather. So then they got cursed. So they were also cursed by Hiranyakashipu. Because once you get into the habit, you get into the habit. So it is described that Hiranyakashipu told them that they should accept when they were born in the wife of Kalnemi. They said, you should accept me as God. And they said, no, we don't accept you. Then he cursed them that you will be killed by your father. But then father was killed by Vishnu and he became Kamsa. So they have to be killed by the father. So that's why they were brought by Yogamaya. So as soon as they were born, they were killed. So many of these stories have past stories, like Satyavati. She was also killing her children, right? Ganga Devi. Satyavati came later. Ganga, Bhishma's mother. So they were the Vasus. And these Vasus, they have stolen a cow of Vasishtha, I think. So then they got cursed that they have to be born on earth. And Devas don't like to be born on earth. Devas don't even touch earth. It is said that if they come earth, they don't touch it, they remain above. They don't like dust. So they are clean people. So they were born to Ganga because Ganga also has to take birth on earth. And there was a king whose name was Shatbhish, I think, who looked at Ganga. Actually, Ganga was sitting in the assembly of Brahma. Many things happened in the assembly of Brahma. So the wind blew and Ganga's sari blew off her breast area. And then this king Satbhishu was also sitting there. He looked at her in a little attractive manner or interesting manner. So then Brahma noticed it and he cursed him that you go and be on earth. This is not a place for such things. In Ganga also. So that's why he became this Shantanu and Ganga became his wife. So when they were coming down, then these six, the seven, the Ashtavasus, they also met. And they requested that we will take birth from you, and as soon as we are born, you throw us into Ganga. Because he only cursed her to take birth, he didn't say you have to live there. So as soon as we are born, throw us into the Ganga, then immediately we'll be dead and we'll be back in our position. So that's what she was doing. But when it was turn of the Bhishma, then Shantanu stopped her. And Bhishma was one of the Vasu who has actually suggested to steal the cow. So he has to stay. So these are complicated. This is beauty of Mahabharata. That you start reading stories and there are stories after stories. All these stories are in Mahabharata. So therefore, they got this trouble. They have to be killed. Tena surim magan yonim madhuna vadya karmana hiranyakashipur jata nitaste yoga mayaya. So he says that they have taken birth in Asura Yoni now because of their despicable act, and they have been born to Hiranyakashipu, and now they were brought by Yogamaya to Devaki's udar. Devakya udare jata rajan kamsa vihimsit satan chochati atmajan swanstay me adhyaste antike. So they were brought to the womb of Devaki by Yogamaya. So because Devaki did not give birth like ordinary woman, we know this about Krishna, but even these other children they were just brought by Yogamaya, and then it appeared as if she is pregnant and she gave birth. And then they got killed by Kamsa. But Devaki is lamenting for them because they were her sons. She is not thinking that this is the curse and they are asuras and all that. So Satan chochati atmajan swan. So she is lamenting for her sons now. And ime adhyasate antike. And these these 6 are now with you. Actually they were standing right there, as if he is pointing to them. Teime, that look, these are with you. So tena avadya karmana papena adhuna tatakshana eva asrum yoni vagaman. So because of their wrong act of making fun of Brahma, they immediately took birth in the Asura Yoni. Hiranyakashipu sakasat kalnemi kshetra jata. From Hiranyakashipu they were born in the wife of Kalnemi, which is also very strange. Techa yoga maya devakya udare kam sahastena ghatanartham nita. And then they were brought by yoga maya into the womb of Devaki to be killed by Kamsa. Sacha Devaki metaiti tarjanya tan darshayati. And now that Mother Devaki, she is lamenting for these because they are standing and Krishna is pointing his finger at them. Te param bhagavatena balina bhagavad darshanartham aniya swadrishti patheva sthapita iti. So he says that they are brought by Param Bhagavata, that is Sri Bali Maharaj, to have darshan of Bhagavan, darshanartham anita. So they were there and Bali brought them to have darshan of Bhagavan. So drishti patheva sthapita, and they were right within the vision of Krishna. So that's why he is saying taime, that these. Itaitan praneshyamo matri shoka panuttaye tatah shapad vinurmukta lokam yashyanti vijvaraha. So he said that I will take them to earth now to remove the grief of my mother, and then they will also be released from the curse which they had been cursed, and after that they will go back to their own loka, their own planet, being free from the sin. So this is what Krishna is mentioning about them. शापात पिता पुत्रान वधिष्यति इति हिरण्यकशिपुर शापात विमुक्ता एव तथा मन्यनान्तरम लोकम देवलोकम. So they will become free from the curse of the father, that they will be killed by their father, and then they will go back to Devaloka. Smarodgitha pariswanga patanga kshudra bhridghrini shadime mat prasadena punaryashyanti sadgatim. And these are the names of these 6 people: Smara, Udgitha, Parishwanga, Patanga, Kshudrabhrit and Grini. So Krishna says that after that, by my grace, they will also attain moksha, sadgati, or they will go to Vaikuntha. So they will not even remain in the Devaloka. So Smara Sahita, Udgitha ityadi namani Marichi Putra to Dashayam. So these 6 names are the names of sons of Marichi. Because when they were born to Devaki, no name giving ceremony was performed. And whatever their names were when they were born to Kalnemi's wife, that is not mentioned, but these are their original names as Marichi's sons. So sometimes curse is also good. They got cursed, but now they will become an associate of Bhagavan.
So in that sense, they were Baddha Jivas, originally speaking. If that was the case, then I don't understand why Yogamaya has to do all this work in transferring from Kalanemi and all this. So what is the point of Yogamaya if they are Baddha Jivas?
Yogamaya does not deal. Yogamaya can also deal with
Material world.
them. They are sons of Brahma originally.
But still, we don't see descriptions of Yogamaya.
Yeah, because they have to be brought into Krishna's Leela. So that's why Yogamaya is coming into picture.
Okay, so it is just to show their birth through Devaki it is coming. But I thought he was using before also during Hiranyakashipu, is it not so? Or is it only for Devaki that he is talking?
Yeah, they were brought from, they were born from,
Yogamaya Devaki over here.
they were born by Hiranyakashipu, and wife of Kalnemi. And then Yogamaya brings them. So iti uktva tan samadaya indrasenena pujitau punardvaravati metya matu putran ayacchatam. So in this way he took those 6 boys, and being worshipped by Bali Maharaj, they both returned to Dwarka and gave the children to Devaki. And now they became young babies. There they were in the Asura bodies, now they become young children. So tan drishtva balakan devi putra sneha snutastani parisvajyankam aropya murdhanya jigrada bhikshnasaha. After seeing those babies, Mother Devaki, she became full of love for her children, and her breast was overflowing with milk. She took them into her lap and embraced them and smelled their heads repeatedly. So this is the motherly affection shown here, that so much time has passed, but she has not forgotten the sons. Apayat stanam prita sutasparsha paripluta mohita maya vishnur yaya shrishti pravartate. She fed them breast milk, and she felt full of love being touched by the children, the sons. So he says this is the influence of Maya of Bhagavan, Vishnu's Maya, which makes the Srishti, this creation, function. So there, of course, this is Yogamaya here. Just as the Mahamaya keeps the materialistic people in ignorance of their true identity, so here Yogamaya also does that. So she is also acting like ordinary woman, affectionate to her children. So Maya, Yogamaya. Maya here is Yogamaya. Yaya Vishnu Srishti Prakriti Tallila. So here Srishti does not mean the material creation, but Srishti means the pastimes of Bhagavan, which continue because of Yogamaya. Parikar pradurbhayi bhavmayi pravartate na tu brahmana srishti prakriti. So this is not the creation of Brahma, which is run by Mahamaya, external or Bhairanga Shakti. This is the Yogamaya, which makes the pastimes of Krishna happen. Pitva amritam payastasya pita shesham gadabhritaha Narayananga sansparsha priyati labdhatma darshana. So after drinking the milk from the breast of Mother Devaki, which was the remnant of Krishna, because Krishna also drank Devaki's breast after birth, and being touched by the body of Narayana, they became aware of their true identity. Priti pratilabdha atma darshana. So Gadabhrita Krishnasya Pita Sesham iti. So Gadabhrita Krishnasya Pita Sesham means the remnant of Krishna's milk. So how is Krishna's milk? Because if you read the story in Bhagavatam, there is no such mention that Devaki fed Krishna. He appeared with 4 hands, they spoke, she prayed to him. So when did she feed him? So he says, Pitro sampashyato sadyo babhuva prakrita shishu ityukter devakya pradurbhuya nandagrihe gaman samye yada shishurabhut tadar durgaman nibandho asya kanthashesho ma bhut iti snehena Sri Devaki tam stanam payamasa eva iti tatra anuktam api atrukter avgamyate. So it is described there that while the parents were looking at him, he turned into a small baby like a material child, and then he was carried by Vasudeva to Nanda Maharaj's place. So now in that story there is no mention that Devaki Devi fed breast milk to the baby at that time. There was no question of feeding milk to the 4-handed Krishna. But when he became a small baby, then also there is no description there. But he says because here it is mentioned Pita Shesha, Gadabhrita, that he drank, so it is to be understood that when Vasudeva was carrying the baby, then before that Devaki fed Krishna thinking that he should not feel hungry or thirsty on the way to Gokul. So therefore she fed him. Narayanasya angasparshena pratilabdham devavayamiti atmadarshanam yaistai dhama devaloka. So by the touch of Krishna's hands, the children, they came to know that they were originally sons of Marichi, and afterwards they go there. So this describes the affection of Mother Devaki for them, and they were happy, obviously, and Devaki's wish was fulfilled. But you can also understand the difference between the psychology of the mother and the father. Vasudeva did not bother anything. They are also Vasudeva's sons, but there is no mention here that Vasudeva did anything to them. It is only Devaki who was embracing them, feeding them, and full of affection. So, and it is she who prayed to have them. Vasudeva could have also asked. Vasudeva only asked, how can I become free from material bondage? That's what he was asking Krishna in his prayers. So that's the difference between mother's love and father's love. Te namaskritya govindam devakim pitaram balam misatam sarvabhutanam yayurdhama devaksham. So after that, when everything is over and they understood who they are, then probably they now started walking. Right? So they bowed down to Krishna. They became a little bigger after drinking milk. Like if you have seen calf, they drink the milk, after that they start running immediately. Doesn't take them much time to stand up on their own. Not like human child, takes almost 1 year before they can stand and walk. So they paid their respect to Krishna, then to Mother Devaki, to Vasudeva also. That means they knew that he is the father, and also to Balaram, the elder brother. Actually, Balaram and Krishna both are younger to them, right? They came later. They are 7th and 8th. These are number 6, first 6. So they are actually senior, but they are drinking milk later. This is quite opposite. So when everyone was looking, they went to their abode. That means to Devaloka. Tam drishtva devaki devi mrita agamana nirgamam mene su vishmita maya krishnasya rachita nripa. So seeing this, how these dead sons came and then they left, Devaki Devi was very much astonished. And she understood that this is all Krishna's Maya, that all this has happened. So she was understanding the greatness of Krishna. Evam vidhani adbhutani krishnasya paramatmana viryani ananta viryasya santi anantani bharata. So now Sukadeva is concluding this chapter. He says that in this way there are many pastimes of Krishna which are very wonderful, which describe his prowess, who has unlimited power, and there is no end of these pastimes. Krishna, who performs all these wonderful deeds and who is Paramatma. Sri Suta Uvacha Yaidamanushrinoti Shravayedva Murares Charitam Amrit Kirter Varnitam Vyasaputraihi Jagat Agabhidalam Tad Bhakta Satkarna Puram Bhagavati Kritchittoyati Tad Śrīmad-Bhāgavata. Anyone who hears these stories or makes others hear these stories of Sri Krishna, who is called Murari and whose fame is nectarian, which has been described by son of Vyasa, Sri Sukadeva Goswami. And this is an ornament, Satkarna Puram, of devotees of Krishna, Jagat Agabhit, who destroys the sins of the world completely. So anyone who hears this or describes this with full attention of mind goes to the abode of Lord, Tat Śrīmad-Bhāgavata. Yati Tat Śrīmad-Bhāgavata, his auspicious abode. So this is the blessing. Now Sukadeva Sut Goswami is giving this blessing because he is the one who is reciting this. Amritameva kirtir yaso tasya amritattvamah. Krishna's fame is like Amrita, or that which brings immortality. And what is this immortality? Jagatam eva agham sansar rogam bhinatti tat. So it destroys the sins. What is the sin? He says this is the disease of the material world. Means bondage to the material world is destroyed by it. And tad bhaktanam sansara uttirnanam tu karnapuram. And devotees who want to transcend this material world, for them these stories are like ornaments for the ear, karnapuram, because they want to hear them. So that would decorates their ear, karnabharanam, like the earrings. And this is the end of this chapter. Iti sarartha darshinyam harshinyam bhaktachetesam pancha ashiti tamodhyayo dasme jani sangata. End of chapter 85 and Sarartha Darshini commentary by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti. Yes, Sandeep ji.
So my question is in the verse 56 commentary, it was mentioned that they went back to Ramlo, but having come in contact with Devaki and they should have gone to Vaikuntha, because I'm just relating with Honey Green Way. So in that case, Narad ji specifically blessed them that once they come in contact with this Krishna, they will go back to Vaikuntha. So why like this?
Well, they just stopped there to pick up their luggage, and have a cup of tea on the way. What's the problem? Instead of having a direct flight, take a break, meet old friends there, and goodbye. Purushottam Prabhu.
If the curse was only to be killed by father, so immediately when Kamsa killed, they could have gone back to Kamsa.
Yeah, they could have gone, but then how will Devaki see them? Yadgatva nivartante tadhama paramam. Purushottam Prabhu.
Yeah, Marichi is Prajapati, right? So his children also went in Prajapati, and Prajapati is like Devloka, that also appears and disappears.
Who appears, disappears?
The Devloka, Prajapati Loka. Does he also, is...
No, Devloka is Brahmaloka. I mean, they went to Brahmaloka.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm astonished that Devaki gets the desire to see her lost sons only now when Krishna has already grandson who is protecting Dwaraka. So, and Krishna had brought back Sandipani Muni's son, dead son, when he was something like 11, 12 years old, isn't it? So how is it that now after, I don't know, maybe 50 years, she voices now this desire?
So this is described in sloka number 57. Tam drishtva Devaki Devi Mritagamana Nirgamam Mene Suvismita Maya Krishna Se Rachita Nripa. So she understood that this is all Krishna's Maya. So Krishna arranged it like that. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So now he reminded her that you can also ask this boon from me now. All this time she was busy, happily engaged with Krishna. She forgot. Okay, anything else? Yeah.
This statement that they make that Krishna had taken Stanapana from Devaki, this is because they use the words Gadabrata there, so is it Vishnu who is taking milk in his forehand as a child, or is it Krishna?
Because he was Gadabrata.
Yeah, so it is actually the four-handed form which is...
But when he drank, he only had two.
That is what because there is no mention very specifically like that. They'll just say Pitva Gadabratam, so I don't know what to make. Is it two-handed form or
No, two-hand only. Vishwanath Chakravarti said that he became Prakriti Shishu, and then only he drank. Okay. So, chapter number 86. This is also an interesting chapter. This chapter describes kidnapping of Subhadra by Arjuna while being a sannyasi. Sannyasis are little in trouble in this story. And that also Vaishnava sannyasi. He is a Tridandi sannyasi. So Sri Raja Uvacha, Parikshit Maharaj asked, Brahman Veditum Ichchamaha Swasaram Ramakrishnayoho Yathopiye me Vijayo Yamamasita Pitamahi. He said that, O Brahman, I want to know how the sister of Krishna and Balram got married to my grandfather. That is called here as Vijaya. Vijaya is also name of Krishna. And this sister was my grandmother. And he's saying Asit Pitamahi, so looks like she is no more there at that time or what? She also had disappeared by this time when he heard the Bhagavatam. That means when Draupadi, Kunti, they left, she also disappeared. Yati Veshe Arjunor has Aharshit Subhadram Mitlam Agat Dhinvan Vipranirpo Bhaktau Shadasiti Tamehari. So in this 86th chapter there is a description how Arjuna in the garb of a sannyasi kidnapped Subhadra. There is also a description how Sri Krishna went to Mithila to give his grace to his two devotees, a Brahmana and the king. So that is the story which comes in this chapter. Atha kathopsanghara mudram alakshya nanubho prabho baldevadinam aniruddha paryantanam vivaha shruta eva kintu subhadra vivaho na shruta ityaha brahmaniti. So when the last story was told by Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj understood that Sukadeva Goswami wants to wrap up the thing because it was also coming to the end. Parikshit was supposed to be killed in 7 days. So Sukadeva Goswami was aware of that fact. So he was trying to wrap up, but thinking that he is going to wrap up the story, he understood this from his mudra, from his appearance, that he wants to just stop the Bhagavad Katha now. So he asked, he said, you have explained me the marriage of Balram, of Krishna, of Pradyumna, even of Aniruddha, the grandchildren, but you didn't mention anything about marriage of their sister, Subhadra. So please, I'm curious to hear about the marriage of Subhadra. Vijayo Arjuna. So Vijaya, he uses the specific name of Arjuna here is Vijaya because he has to fight to kidnap. So that's why Vijaya. Vijaya means one who is victorious. That's what the word Vijaya means. Tad vivaho mama tu avasya prashtavya iti ahayati. It is very important for me to know about this marriage, how it happened. Because primarily it is related with his grandfather also. Sri Shuka Uvacha, Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Arjuna's tirtha yatrayam paryatan navnim prabhu gata prabhasam ashvinon matulayim se atmana. Arjuna was on a pilgrimage tour and wandering all over the earth. At that time he came to Prabhas Kshetra and there he heard about Subhadra se atmana. So means she is the daughter of Arjuna's maternal uncle, Vasudeva. So Arjuna, just like we heard Balram going all over India, pilgrimage, he did this when he was already on a pilgrimage, but then he was told by the Brahmanas to do it when he killed Romarsana Sutta. Arjuna also had to do it, and this was because all 5 of them, they were married to Draupadi. But the arrangement was made, I think by Vyasa himself, that once they married, then at one point in time, for like a period of 1 year, one will act as a husband, another 4 brothers will act brother of the husband. What you call Devar. Means like brother-in-law. That's how they will treat Draupadi, not like wife. So whoever is turn is there, because they will take turn, and at that time they will be with her as husband and wife. They will be together, and the other 4 will be just brother-in-laws. Yes. No, they had their own wives also. Yeah. Each one also had their individual wife and one common wife. So they had 1.20% wife. One complete wife, 120% wife. Right? 1.2. So each one had 1.2 wives. And then the condition also was that when one of the brother is the husband, and then husband, that brother and Draupadi are in private room, at that time if any one of the brother enters, then he has to go in exile for 12 years. So now it was Yudhishthira Maharaj, probably the first turn. It has to go by order. So Yudhishthira was the husband and all 4 were the brother-in-laws. And Yudhishthira was sitting with Draupadi inside the room. And at that time when Brahmana came crying that my cows have been stolen by a thief, help me, help me. So he came running, and Arjuna was there. So Arjuna, when he heard, he ran to help, but his bow was inside the room. So without thinking, he went inside to get his bow. And then he chased the thief and got the cow. But now he broke the principle, so he has to go to exile, wander for 12 years. So this is the period. Arjuna's tirtha yatrayam paryatan avnim prabhu gata prabhasam ashinot matulayim se atmana. So that's when it happened. Duryodhanaya ramastam dasyati tina chapare talipsu sayatir bhutva tridandi dvarakamagat. So then he heard about Subhadra, and he came to know that Balram wants to marry Subhadra to Duryodhan. But no one else is actually ready or agreeing to that. Means Krishna, Vasudeva, others, they don't want that Subhadra be married to Duryodhana. But Duryodhana wants, Balram wants. So Arjuna also desired to marry Subhadra, and therefore what he did, that he changed his dress and he became a sannyasi. He took sannyas himself and carried a tridanda and went to Dwarka. So there are many stories when you want to do some deception, then become a sannyasi. Ravan also, when he wanted to kidnap Sita, he became a sannyasi. When Indra wanted to steal a horse from Prithu's yajna, he also became sannyasi.
I think in Arthashastra there is mention that the best spice is sannyasa vesha, something like that.
Sannyasis. So the reason for this is why they do like that, because people respect sannyasis and nobody fears them and nobody thinks that they are going to do anything. So therefore people take advantage of that. So therefore he went to Dwarka city and started, because sannyasis can also go anywhere. There is no restriction. They can go to the king, they bag food, so they go to different houses. So they can do very good spying. Even now it happens. Many times the spies actually become sannyasis. Tam lipsu sapriya sakha Krishna sahaya sahasena ramam vanchaitum pujyatam tridandi vesham akaroditya. So desiring to marry Subhadra, then with the help of his dear friend Krishna and taking this bold act to deceive Balram, he took the ways which is most honorable. You see, here he is saying Pujyatamam Tridandi Vesham. Dandi sannyasis are very respectable. So that's why he did it, because everybody would respect him, nobody will doubt him. And then he will do what he wants to do. Tatra vai varshikan masan avatsit swartha sadhakaha paurai sabhajito bhikshnam ramena janata chasa. So there he lived for the 4 months of the rainy season, because sannyasis generally they travel, they don't stay in one place, except in the rainy season they do their chaturmasya. So then it is also a good excuse for him that I can stay inside the city. Otherwise people may start doubting why is he here for 4 months. So why? And then he remained there, Swartha Sadhaka, to fulfill his goal. And he was very well respected by the city people regularly. They invited him to his house for food and talked to him. And even Balram invited him, not knowing that he is Arjuna. So he must have really acted nicely. He is good in acting because he also became a dance teacher. So if he can become a woman, why not a sannyasi? Ekda grihe mani atityena nimantritam sradhyaupratam bhaksham balena bhujekala. So once Balram invited him for lunch and treated him very nicely and gave him bhiksha, means food, with great shraddha. When he ate it, swapashyat tatra mahatim kanyam vir manoharam priti utfullekshana tasyam bhavakshuddham manodadhe. And that's there when he first saw Subhadra and was very much attracted. That she was very beautiful, large eyes, and this agitated his mind. Tam atityena ekda chaturmasya ante tam nimantraya aniya baldevena upahritam bhaksham sababujay. So this is the end of chaturmasya now, and Balram invited him and gave him bhiksha, food, and he ate. Vira dhira iti cha patha, Veer Manoraham, there is also different reading, Dhir Manoraham. Tadrasasya api Arjunasya manoharanti. Even Arjuna, who is very self-controlled, his mind became attracted by seeing her. Sapitam chakme vikshe narinam hirdyangamam hasanti viriditapangi tanyasta hirdyakshana. And she also looked at Arjuna and became very much attracted to her, who was beautiful to women, because Arjuna was also beautiful. like Krishna, same bodily color. And she was laughing and looking at him from side glance in a coyish manner. And Tanyaste Hridayakshana, her heart and eyes were fixed on him. Narinam hridyangamam viksha tadrish lakshnair nishchitya nayam yati kintu mam prayane viti. So by seeing when her heart was attracted to him, she understood that he is not a sannyasi. He is only faking it. Women are also very good at understanding the psychology of the human being. So she realized that he is just making a show. He is actually my husband, would-be husband. Swamanayeva pramanikritya chakme. So she took her mind as the pramana. So there is a pratyaksh pramana, anuman pramana, shabda pramana, upman pramana, right? So this is manas pramana. So this is also there. There is actually one sloka by Kalidas which says pramanam antakara vrittaya. That the antakarana vritti means the thoughts of great people's mind are also pramana. So therefore she also took this as pramana. And taparam samanudhyantaram prepsurarjuna nalebhesham brahmachitta kamenati baliyasa. So after seeing her, then Arjuna became very much desirous to have her and could not have peace of mind because her mind was completely bewildered for desire to have and kidnap her forcibly. He desired. So antram hartum avsaram samsukham. So he was planning how to kidnap her and run away. We'll stop here. मोहिनी क्या कह रही है?
Where were these 6 children after getting cursed by Hiranyakashipu and before taking birth from Devaki? Because there were so many yugas in between.
They were there only. Curse took some time to act. Okay.